Right, so without further ado, let's do a screen share. Great to see so many of you. So let's just do that. Can everybody see Defend and Protect? Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I just think this is quite a key time of year for just looking after our well-being. And I just wanted to pick up on a couple of comments that were coming into the chat then on what interests you about our inner health remedies and our Defend and Protect range. Just as consultants, we need to be really careful as we talk about this this part of our catalogue, that we don't make claims which can't be substantiated. So actually, you know, supporting our well-being, defending and protecting our bodies is good language. We won't talk about boosting our immune system or anything like that, because obviously if you've got to make when you start making statements like that, you've got to be able to back them up with clinical proof. So what we're talking about here is supporting our well-being in a way that, to be honest, without the Defend and Protect range that we've got that has just arrived, this is something that we've been doing as the seasons turn each year. And people, I think you'll find people are really interested in every autumn and into winter in this part of our range, and never more so than this year, because obviously we're all very aware of just giving our immune systems the best opportunities to be functioning at their best, obviously with COVID-19 around. So I haven't just homed in this training on the Defend and Protect range. I've actually gone, as I've said, into the inner health remedies that are found in the catalogue as well. And what I would love you to do, because there are so many of you on the call, is if you've got a question or a comment to make or a story to tell about one of the products that I'm going to talk about, then obviously please do put it in the chat. And what I'll do is after each product, I'll just check in on the chat so that we're making the most of each other's information. And as you're listening to me, please feel free to make some notes, but what I am going to do is make these cue cards available to you. So what you're looking at here with the Defend and Protect image that's in front of you is not a PowerPoint slide, it's actually half of an A4 sheet. So if I scroll, can you see it goes into one of the inner health remedies that's at the bottom, and then we go into a second page. So what you'll be able to do is print these off, deliberately kept them really clean and simple with very little colour in there. But what you can then do is print them off. I would suggest onto printable card, and then you've got them as a fairly robust prompt, which you can scribble extra comments and information onto, can't you? But you've then got an A5 card, because that's half of an A4 sheet, for each of the products that we're going to talk about. Now, I don't know the page number in the new catalogue because I'm still waiting for mine to come, but I have full expectation that some of you will be able to probably look at your new catalogues, but in previous catalogues we're looking at this kind of Nature's First Aid Kit page that is in the main catalogue. So for ease of reference, that's the page you're looking for when you get to your catalogue. Okay, so Defend and Protect is taking the essential oils that are in our Defence hand spray. So actually what I'm going to do is scroll down, and just go to Defence first of all. Because the hand spray that you can see is the third image there was the first of our Defend and Protect range, really. And this has had unprecedented demand this year. So if you haven't got your customers into Defence hand sprays and rubs and the refill bottles, now is the time to get with the program, because this has been really incredible in its uptake. And what's happened in the variety of bottles that have come out in the course of the year is that rather than having the bottles being a reason why we ran out of stock, Neil Judd Remedies have tried every way but loose to find bottles to put this product into, because the demand has been so high, completely unprecedented. So it's the same original formulation that has gone into the Defence hand rub with the spray cap, and the Defence hand rub with the screw-on bottle. And then we've also now got the 200ml refill that's in a glass bottle, which is the same as the toner bottle. So they've been really creative about how this product can be accessible as quickly as possible and replenish the stocks. So it is our natural alternative to the antibacterial gels and sprays that are available. And what's so incredible about this product is the fact that it doesn't dry your hands out as many products do. Sorry, I'm just gonna do some muting. If you know that you're not muted, if you could just mute, that would be amazing. Ruth is saying page 44, 45 in the new catalogue. Thank you, Ruth. Okay, so yeah, so it doesn't dry your hands out and is suitable for children to be able to use. So it is great for the return to school. It's one of those things that you can just store in your pocket. I actually prefer the 40ml bottle because it's so easy. You can actually even tuck it into the back pocket of your jeans, I discovered when I went off to the supermarket the other day. I didn't take a handbag with me and didn't want to lose it, and it's just small enough to be able to do that with. Also, actually, in the previous catalogues, you'll find this product on the mother and baby page. So actually, whilst it is great as an antibacterial spray before COVID-19, actually featured mostly through the need for everybody to have one in their change bags. I think some people bought antibacterial sprays, but mostly mothers needing one for change bags was the main reason that I sold this product right up until the start of this year. And now everybody, of course, is on them. So going back to the top, what we've now got is our Defend and Protect range. And this is a range that's going to be added to. So those of you who've seen the new catalogue will have seen that in the top left-hand corner of the double page spread, I've had a look at the e-catalogue, it does make reference to future products that will be added to this collection. So let's get people using it who have already bought the hand spray, and also actually those that have not yet gone there with our Defence blend but our and Defence hand spray, but may well have need for our hand washes and hand lotions. So we've got the hand wash with the same non-drying formulation benefit that the hand spray has got. It's a certified organic product and completely perfect alongside the foaming hand wash, which is the little bottle to the left here on the screen. And that hand wash is a pump it onto dry hands, rinse your hands and go product. It doesn't need to be applied to wet hands. So alongside those, the hand lotion, which has got the beautiful conditioning oils that we know and love in it, and just the protective beeswax, so nice that the the benefit of that is obviously protecting the hands against all the other hand soap washing and other products that people might have to use. Because a lot of my customers, I'm finding, are wanting to use our Defence spray and now the foaming hand wash and the ordinary hand wash, the pump hand wash, but can't always use that. I'm thinking of one particular customer. She's a TA in a school and she works with special needs children, and she has to use the school approved harsher hand gels through the course of the day. But she has put in an order for the hand lotion because of that protective beeswax, and the sunflower oil just really does leave a lovely soft texture to the hands, but also is going to help protect her, put some natural oils back into her skin against the harsher chemicals that she has to use when she was at work. Yeah, thanks for the testimonial, Ruth. I'm glad you've been able to use yours already. And just really lovely for adding to the collection of every possible permutation of defence that we might possibly need. And then what we've also got, as you can see in the image, is this new promotional launch package of the hand wash, hand lotion, and 5 of the hand rubs. So that has been has had some really good take up. We've actually sold a lot of those since it was launched at conference at the end of August. And I think that's really suitable as a recommendation for people who are yet to get into our hand defense rub or spray, you know, out and about while you're out and going products. So you know, the combination of the defend and protect that you sell to somebody will totally depend on what products out of this collection they've had already. And then look out for more that are coming. As I said, the catalogue makes reference to new products that will be there. There's a soap coming, and I think, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. There's some really nice additional products with this incredible blend of essential oils. So antibacterial, antiviral properties in the Niaouli, lemongrass and thyme, and the fragrance is very dominantly lemongrass. It is a beautiful fragrance, and so really accessible for everybody. It doesn't smell of harsh chemicals. I think the children enjoy it too. So how else can we be supporting our immune system in this season? And what I've got is a collection of our immune support products to show you. And well, the first of which, just looking at my tray, I've actually got bottles here, the products that I'm going to show you. They've come straight out of my fridge because they are regularly populating the fridge in our house. And this is a firm favourite, the honey and thyme syrup. So the bottle is 150 mils, and this is a really good product for dry throats, sore throats, tickly coughs. My daughter, a few years ago when this product was launched, she really enjoyed it in a warm cordial. So I would suggest, if you are going to make a cordial with it, make it not with boiling water. You want it with just a warm water, and it's a very comforting a cordial, a warm drink. So a bit like you know, just if you had I don't know, something like honey and lemon drink, that because you were feeling a bit poorly, and there's something quite comforting about a drink like that. Now, honey, absolutely soothing a sore, dry throat, but also is naturally antiseptic. So so is also the thyme that is in this. And actually what thyme does is it relaxes the tiny little bronchioles, the kind of end of your lung passages, and helps to calm down mucus production. You're probably making some connections here with the normal bugs that we pick up at this time of year, but certainly with some of the symptoms that people are suffering from at this particular time. So it's really good at calming a cough. And I remember last winter I had a really horrible cough in the depths of winter, and it would wake me up in the night. And if I came downstairs and poured myself some honey and thyme syrup into some warm water. You could add a dash of lemon, you know, squeeze a wedge of lemon into it as well if you want to add some vitamin C. I would just find that it calmed that tickly irritation, perpetual cough thing that disturbs the night. As it says there, half a dose for children. You can also actually take it neat off a spoon. It's quite strong, but it's but some people prefer it neat. Okay, so perhaps if people are interested in the prices, you guys could have a look at the pages in your catalogue. I'll be putting these in the chat. This one I've just looked up, it's £10. And I always say, you know, those little shelves in your fridge next to the egg rack. Until I joined Neil Judd Remedies and came across the Inner Health range, I was never really sure what those shelves were for, the ones just above where you put your milk inside the door. And I other than pats of butter and the odd bit of garlic, I never really knew what they were for. And now I've discovered they're for these. They all fit inside the door of your fridge. So essentials for family, really, really good. Right, let me just have a look in the chat and see if there's anything else there that I need to pick up. For some reason that chat's not coming up. Okay, I'm going to move on and come back to that in a minute. So here's the next one that is a winter essential. This is my personal favourite, elderberry syrup. And elderberries are packed with vitamin C. They are one of nature's richest sources of vitamin C. And obviously you will have seen them growing in the hedgerows in the course of the summer after the elderflower is finished. And it is a traditional remedy to help support our natural immunity. As I said, my daughter considers these warm and comforting drinks when made into a cordial. And I guess this is our natural alternative to Lemsip, I've put there. And, you know, Lemsip is full of all kinds of chemicals and paracetamol. And so actually what we're doing here with natural remedies is encouraging our bodies to work through their natural immune support against viruses and bugs that we pick up along the way, rather than adding medication to our system. So, and obviously much more pure alternative to some of the cold remedies that you can buy over the counter. Elderberry syrup is also delicious in other ways. So you can make it as a warm cordial, you can drink it neat off a spoon. If you're somebody who makes a smoothie, you know, in a NutriBullet or something like that, just a glug of it into that will add to your vitamin C. But it was also really delicious with a swirl onto porridge. Some people will add it to muesli or that kind of thing. And also I've put there ice cream and pancakes. It's a very sweet and delicious way to get your vitamin C. 2 teaspoons for adults a day, just a teaspoon for children, and as I put there, a very easy way to get vitamin C into children, especially as a warm drink. It's actually a little bit like having a blackcurrant drink, that kind of thing. I have to say it also tastes incredible in a glass of Prosecco. So, you know, I don't know, is that a balanced diet? So you've got alcohol and some vitamin C. It's probably certainly not something we want to make any claims over, but really delicious as a little syrup in a glass of bubbles. And actually quite often over the winter months, and it's a nice thing to do with Christmas, in other years when we're not being remote from people. But if you do get the chance to promote our Christmas collection to people face to face, and you want to make a bit of a party of it, then what has worked quite well is to say to the hostess, well, if you bring the bubbles, I'll bring the elderberry syrup. And it's nice just to put a little bit of that into the bottom of each glass before you top it up with the bubbles. So yeah, you've got some answers to the questions going on in the chat. Have a look. Now, I have included this one because it is a wonder product, and I have it, Bryony, this comment's for you. I have it on great authority that this is on its way back in the next very short while. So within the next couple of weeks, we should see this back in stock.
I have to unmute just to say woohoo!
Yeah, there we go. I knew you'd be pleased, Bryony. So this is a really interesting product. This is used, I've got a customer who uses this all the time, who is a singer. And so actually it's not just for sore throats, it's when you want to open up your throat. So if you do a lot of talking, as I do, on computer screens or on the phone in the day, this is a really good one. So elderberry, again, natural vitamin C, and propolis is what the bees produce in the hives to keep the hives free of bacteria. So I put there bees' natural own medicine, and then it's got honey in it, which soothes the throat and also makes the elderberry a bit sweeter, because elderberry itself on its own is a bit tart. Now, word to the wise with this one, when you're using it, you need to have the nozzle kind of level with your teeth. The first time I sprayed this, I had it kind of a few inches away from my mouth like that, and I ended up spraying it all down my front. So you have to kind of get it into your mouth and spray it into the back of your throat. Man, it tastes incredible. So a couple of sprays, up to 4 times a day, and then for children that's the half dose again, age 6 upwards, just like the elderberry syrup. And it's just a really, really great throat soother. So let's have a look at the chat. Yeah, I'm glad you like the tip, Sally. Thank you, Ruth, adding in the meals there. Yeah, that's all good. So, Bryony, in what way has it been transformational for you? Do you want to just unmute and say?
Yeah, so I've recently been diagnosed with ME and chronic fatigue, which means I have sore throats all the time, but I don't actually have a sore throat. So I get a lot of discomfort, and it's one of the things that comes up. But I found if I used it every day, it was very preventative, and I didn't have any sore throats, even though I have other symptoms for weeks. Or as soon as I started to feel like I had a sore throat or it was closing up a bit, I'd use it, and it was just absolutely brilliant. And I know quite a few people that do have autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia, ME, chronic fatigue, things like that. And it is just something that, without having yet another prescription or something else, it's just a natural way that actually seems to make a difference. And so that's why it was just so brilliant. It really is great.
Thank you for that. So Tracy, get on it if that affects your throat as well. And just to pick up the question from somebody was saying about a dentist client of yours who has frequent sinusitis. I wouldn't say this is for sinusitis so much, but what I would say is vitamin C in itself helps the system combat things that deplete our well-being. So I would say vitamin C in itself, probably as a supplement would be the best, or the elderberry syrup rather than the throat spray specifically. And then there's another product in a minute, the eucalyptus salve, which I'll talk about, which I think is also really good for sinusitis. So I'll come on to that in a minute. Absolutely great for teachers to use. And I was thinking anybody actually who just wants to have that extra bit of protection and is in public places. So teachers, people who are working in shops, it's just a perfect way, isn't it, to get a dose of vitamin C and have that antibacterial and soothing element from one product. Just really good. Yeah, and Heather's just said in the chat there about as soon as a sore throat starts, I think you can actually knock a few sore throats on the head if you get on this quite quickly. And certainly if your throat starts to feel a bit scratchy, if it's been overused from talking, which I know it's hard to believe, but is a problem I suffer from time to time. It's very good for things like that. So keep it in the fridge. It's lovely, kind of fresh from the fridge because it's nice and cold, and that in itself is quite soothing on a hot throat. Okay, so coming on to the one that I was talking about, eucalyptus salve. So that's the arnica salve. That's going to do a different thing. Right, so eucalyptus salve is on the same page. It is £10 a pot. And this is our natural alternative to Vicks Vapor Rub. But it's in a beeswax base and not petroleum. So you haven't got a Vaseline base to this, which leaves that horrible greasy texture and is not great for your skin, petroleum. So it is to rub into the chest and back. It's also good to put on the soles of your feet. It stimulates clearing congestion, so it's going to be great. Going back to the question about sinusitis, you can actually take a little bit of it and rub it across your fingertips and then apply it to your temples. Let me just move my glasses for a moment. Apply it to here, and just massaging it into your forehead in itself is going to just, I'm just going to sit back and chill out now whilst I just do that. Just really helps as a tension reliever. But in the context of easy breathing and congestion, it is really, really great for loosening the catarrh and the gunk that can collect in the chest with a nasty cold and cough. You can also take about half a teaspoon and put it into a kind of mixing bowl of boiling water and steam your head, because it's got the essential oil of eucalyptus in there. So if you haven't got to hand some pure eucalyptus essential oil, then this one is pretty good as well. So also I find quite helpful for easing headaches. Just quite a great, so yes, Catherine, it does. I find it helps ease headaches. It's not something that it's sold for, but I just think the decongestant aroma of it is good for just freeing up the passages, and maybe it's just the massaging it into the temples that helps ease the headaches. But if I've got a thicker headache, then I tend to use a bit of this. Yes, and Ruth makes the very good point that you want to keep your fingers away from your eyes when you are rubbing this product in. Do not apply to your chest and then give your eye a rub, because it really stings. It's quite powerful, potent stuff. If you want to use this with Ruth, you've had all the bad experiences using it with contact lenses as well. Okay, so eucalyptus salve, if somebody could just have a check on the website, I think it's from 6, but if you could just check, that would be great, and see what it says. And if it's not there, I'll find out. But what you can also do is mix it with the baby balm if you want to just take down the potency of the eucalyptus salve. Mash it with a bit of baby balm so that it's half and half, and that's quite a good way to reduce its potency. So it doesn't say, Harriet. Right, let's make a note to find that out. Where's my pen? Okay, I'll find out and I'll let you know. And what I'll do actually is I'll find out, and then I'll add it to the cue card so that you've got that information of what the age is from. Yeah, it isn't recommended for very young children, certainly. Okay, so a little bit about our plant-based supplements. Whichever of the supplements that you're going to go for, and I'm going to just highlight a few of them for this particular season, all of them have got this overview. So there is no nanotechnology. Nanoparticles basically make particles of anything a lot smaller. Neil Shard Remedies would rather stick with the contents of the supplements being as they are in their natural form. There are no preservatives. So many supplements have synthetic preservatives in them to give them years of shelf life. And many of them also have binders or fillers to hold the tablet together. So I've actually pulled vitamin C off my shelf, and I'm just going to show you what one of the supplements looks like, because the actual supplement itself is a vegetable fibre. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a little capsule with powder inside it. And actually, if I twist it, I'm not going to do it now because I'll end up with vitamin C powder all over the desk. But if I twist it, it will actually come apart. So it's vegetable fibre outside casing, and no plastics. A lot of supplements are actually plastic containers, or they're held together as tablets with synthetic binders, some of which are really not very good for you. So actually completely natural in its contents and in the casing itself. Now, when one of those supplements gets into your digestive system or into your stomach, it knows what to do with vegetable plant fibre. So it starts to decompose that or deconstruct that, and the goodness from the supplement inside is in your system in 15 to 20 minutes. So the goodness, if the contents of the supplement itself is pure goodness, there's nothing else in there. And so actually, although they are of a higher price point, certainly than many of the supplements that I used to buy, actually when you look at the contents of them, the goodness in them is set to American standards for good health. And the reason I'm telling you that is that in the UK, the recommended daily amount is set to prevention of ill health standards, and in America they set their supplements or their recommended daily amounts to promotion of good health. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather have good health than preventing ill health. Let's take it up a bar. Which is, if you want to think of a comparison, probably the best way to think of this is that in England, in the UK, the recommended quantity of fruit and vegetable portions is 5 a day, isn't it? We all know we're supposed to have our 5 a day. And in countries where we promote good health rather than prevent ill health, the recommended daily amount is 10 to 12 a day. So that gives you a bit of a background on what we're willing to allow in our supplement recommendation. And I like the fact that these are such pure quality, and you're really getting maximum goodness from them. Of course, they're not tested on animals. So which ones for the season? Vitamin B. This is, as I've said there, a bit of a pick-me-up for grey days. I remember reading once on the website, I don't know if it's still there, but it talks about nature's little personal assistant that just helps out with the stress of a hectic life. But it's also actually, I think, just good for helpful with stress with ever-changing life. I've been on vitamin B all through lockdown. I think it's really good for lives that juggle lots of different things. So life in the 21st century, really. Really good for the nervous system and just helping to ground things and help you to stay on top of all the different juggles and struggles that we have. So when you start taking these, you probably won't notice a change straight away. It does take a few weeks to take full effect. And definitely take it during the day. It can keep you awake at night for some people. That's a bit of a response. So take it in the morning when you get up. And this is a blend of B vitamins. If you want all the details, then they're on the side of the bottle, and obviously you can look it up on the website as well. But I really wish somebody had told me that it does actually turn your wee a very bright yellow. I thought I had something a bit wrong with me. A few people have said the same. So do put in the chat if that's been you as well, because you do have to, it can be a bit disconcerting, but that's just your body, just body's response to the vitamin B supplement. Jane, yes, and Claire, you found the same. That's good. Radioactive yellow, you think, Harriet? Yeah, it's a good way of describing it. Now, if you're not going to do the vitamin C through your elderberry syrup, and you'd rather take the supplement like the one that I just showed you, then this is a really good way of helping to support your immune system, and great for just giving your body a boost when you're feeling poorly. You can take a couple as a starter just to really get your body going, and then one a day. Now, vitamin C comes in many forms, and the sort of vitamin C that you're looking for is ester C, which is a non-acidic form, as it says there at the bottom. And the reason for that is that for some people, especially those who suffer from stomach ulcers, they're concerned with vitamin C affecting the lining of the stomach. So this is a non-acidic form, so it won't be a problem for those who are concerned about that. And you'll see there as well, it says that it's a buffered type of vitamin C, which means it's slow release. And it just means you don't wee it straight out. But the reason for that is that some vitamin C is not buffered, so it's not slow release. And if you take excess vitamin C, you can't store it in your body. So all your body's going to do is get rid of the spare. So slow release is good because your body can absorb more of it, kind of over a little bit of time. Also really great for skin, for any cellular repair, not just your skin. But I really saw a change in the speed with which my body mended. So if I cut myself or graze myself, if I'm on vitamin C, it's amazing. It just seems to recover much faster, in the same ways you probably recovered faster when you were a bit younger, your skin repaired, and it just seems to help with that process. The reason I noted that is because previous to taking vitamin C, my skin just seemed to take a long time to heal. So I really did notice that difference. Interesting fact, which I learned from somebody who's in the team actually, she's a kinesiologist. The more stressed you are, the more vitamin C your body uses up. So actually, if this time is stressful for you, then get on the vitamin C and let's help your body with its own support. Okay, beauty oil. Now this is, I love and I hate this product. Beauty oil is a natural version of omega oils that are 3, 6 and 9. So as it says there, essential fatty acids. Now many of the sources of these omega oils we get from oily fish and from nuts and seeds. But actually this is a really easy, simple way to get that into your system and increase your essential fatty acid intake to complement those things in your diet. It is similar, I guess a lot of people used to take cod liver oil, didn't they? And many people still do, probably not in liquid form, but probably in capsules. And this is our vegan equivalent of that. It's made of different oils from plants. So it's got flaxseed, hemp seed, let me have a look, flaxseed, hemp seed oil, avocado oil, evening primrose oil, and pumpkin seed oil. That's the blend in here. It tastes like plant oils. It's not amazing, but this morning I had a NutriBullet and I just poured a glug of it into the top and blended together with the fruit and vegetables and things that were in there. You wouldn't have even known it was there. It's also great for tossing pasta. Don't use it for cooking because it's got a low flash point, but you can, once you've cooked pasta, just toss it as you might with a bit of olive oil. And it also is nice with something like balsamic vinegar, to make a salad dressing, or with lemon juice or something like that. It's very anti-inflammatory, organic beauty oil, and I always think of it. Do you remember the old Gastrol GTX advert where the oil ran through all the parts of the car engine? I always think of organic beauty oil doing that. It gets into, because it's ingested, it gets into all parts of the body and works as in its anti-inflammatory capacity. So it's great for hair and skin and nails, great for your brain. But actually you'll probably see all sorts of other benefits as your system takes on those essential fatty acids. So I took this a few years ago, basically for my sensitive skin. It became really quite reactive to central heating, to stress, to the cold, and it was over the winter that I started taking this. And it was one of the staff in the Covent Garden store that's recommended this to me for its anti-inflammatory properties. And as I said, I was taking it because of my skin, mostly my face, and the way it used to flare up. And then within a week I started to notice that it was making a difference. And when I went back to the store, and thanked the sales assistant in there that had helped me, she said, I bet you've noticed, I wonder if you've noticed, are your feet softer as well? I said, sorry. And she said, I just think, just check your feet if you haven't noticed. And of course I'd been focusing on how it was affecting my skin on my face, but the hard and the dry skin that I often had kind of over the around my heels and stuff, just completely gone, because it gets into everything. So I can't recommend this one highly enough. You can take it neat off a spoon if you want to. I find it better in a bit of tangy fruit juice. So if you're not going to put it in a smoothie, just put a glug of it into a bit of orange juice, or cloudy apple juice, or grapefruit juice, something like that that's got a good bite to it, and you won't even notice the oils as they go down. Any other testimonials on this one from anybody? Then please do feel free to put them in the chat. Right, so defense we've done. Here's another one, echinacea tincture. So this one is sorry, just to go to the question, I just saw Yvette's question. Yeah, about a dessert spoonful. That's probably about it. What we've got here, 2 teaspoons it says, does it on the system? Yeah, I do it in a dessert spoon, Yvette, because then you've only just got one lot to take instead of 2 teaspoons. It doesn't taste that great, but about that much into some juice is fine, or into a smoothie, as I said. Echinacea tincture, another traditional support for immune system, and this was actually my first herbal remedy that I was introduced to. A friend of mine up the road swears by echinacea tincture, and one year, years ago now, because I've been a consultant 11 years, so it must be a good 15, 16 years ago, I was bemoaning the fact that I just seemed to get repeated colds. And she said to me, the moment you get the first sign that you might have a cold coming on, get on the echinacea tincture. And she's right. I think it's incredible stuff. And it is a really good way to support your system, increasing your ability to fight off infections. And actually, I don't find this a nasty taste at all. I quite often put the number of drops that it says there on the screen into a water bottle. Here we go. This will create some envy. My Neil Jard water bottle that's here on my desk. And you can just put the drops in and just carry on, just drinking. Put it in your normal water. You don't have to take it as a particular tonic. Just have it as it comes. That's great. Some nice comments in the chat. Okay, so it's not something you want to take all the time. I think, so it says there for a couple of months, but not indefinitely. but actually, if you just use it every now and again, or certainly when you feel a cold coming on, then that's a good use of this one. And according to Ruth in the chat, it tastes good with the elderberry syrup as well. That's good. Right, so eucalyptus pastils. These come in a little box. I meant to grab it from my handbag and I forgot, but what I've actually done is I've kept one of the supplement bottles once it's empty to tip the eucalyptus pastils into, because this in your handbag gets really tatty, and they come in a little bag. I'll just show you on the inside of this one. You can imagine that this little bag doesn't last long once you've got it open, and so actually a little container like that supplements pot is perfect for decanting them into. And these are great throat soothers. They're really good for calming down an irritating cough. Sat through several meetings just sucking on these, and they're honey based little pastils basically. You can see from the ingredients there, you've got antibacterial, lots of ingredients, and then obviously the honey and mint just to help as well with nice fresh breath. Also good for singers, I meant to say that. Okay, so what about winter essential oils? I've just got an array of our diffusers at the bottom there. Doesn't matter which one you're using, but actually thinking with your customers about, you know, which essential oils are they wanting it to help with the bugs and fishes of this season. So are they wanting them to help combat viruses and bacteria, or are they wanting to create a mood for the winter? So, you know, pick me up and a bit of energize in the dull days, that kind of thing. And then obviously we've also got our color and light therapy in our diffusers. So actually the lights, the lights themselves, I think on dull days are quite comforting, and yeah, just take the gloom out of a room. And then obviously several of them are color changing as well. So you know, just really worth asking the questions as you help customers to choose their diffuser. But a couple of blends here to put in, two of which are to help combat the bugs, and two of which are for mood. So let's do the mood ones first. Optimism, my personal favorite, that is black pepper, grapefruit and jasmine, which is an amazing blend for beating the winter blues. It is like, I think the way I describe it is the emotional version of you having a bit of a down day and then a good friend turns up for a cup of tea and a chat. I just think this blend it's comforting and reassuring, but it just kind of lightens your heart as well. So if you haven't tried that particular blend yet, that this autumn and into the winter, especially if we're going to be at home a bit more, go and treat yourself to a bottle of Optimism. I do find that with the customers of mine that have gone for Optimism, that is a repeat purchaser. Once somebody's got it, it's a bit like Women's Balance, you know, once somebody's used it, they buy it again when they run out. And then a completely different one for mood is the Vitality Essential Oil Blend. So blends are a really good place to start, aren't they? And this one is really good when the energy levels are low. You know, lots of people are suffering from that at the moment, and your system's a bit depleted. It just does what it says. It brings back some vitality. There are so many oils in this blend, but the main ones are listed there: ginger, clove, cedarwood, pine, vetiver, black pepper, lemongrass. Really, really interesting essential oil. And I think it's also a good one for that tail end of the day. So kind of 4 o'clock lull, it's a good one for that. Let's just check in on the chat. Okay, good. Right, so a couple for to focus on for obviously linking with our defense range and also then our Christmas range. The defense blend is to help, you know, with the winter germs, and it has clinical proof to kill 99.9% of bacteria. And then obviously, because you're inhaling tiny particles through your aroma diffuser, that's really helping in your respiratory system. This organic blend can also be used on a cloth to help clean surfaces. I love it in our Dyson vacuum filter. Helps take any smell of the dog in the house away, but also I just love that lovely lemongrass dominant fragrance that I'm sure you that you know and love by now. Somebody's asked in the chat about pets. The key thing with essential oils and pets is to make sure that obviously they're not shut in rooms with diffusers. If animals don't like something, they'll soon let you know and they'll leave the room. I've got 3 cats and a dog, and never had an issue with essential oils so long as you use them, as I said, in rooms where the animals are free to wander freely. So Helen's asking, about to buy a diffuser, any recommendations? I mean, I think the key thing, Helen, is that you choose one that you like the look of, first of all, that you consider, you know, whether you want it to change color or whether you want different light settings. Do you want a big one or a small one? You know, we've got the lovely Rubberwood Maya diffuser, we've got the bamboo Ester diffuser, or do you want a ceramic one? You know, all those decisions really, it doesn't make any difference other than your personal preferences in that way. They all diffuse, you know, the same. Harriet's saying, if you've got young children, go for the Zen Soto, which is all plastic and practically indestructible, is the recommendation there. That's good. Some of them also have intermittent mist functions, so that might be something else to consider as well. And then the other fragrance that's at the bottom of this slide is the new Winter Woodland, and I'm desperate for my order to turn up so that I can smell this aroma, but you can tell there the kind of fragrance it's going to be: silver fir, cypress, eucalyptus. So you've got lots of kind of tree woodland, and then the frankincense in there. So I'm really looking forward to smelling this crisp, magical aroma. So I'm wondering if anybody here, I know some of you are experienced consultants, whether you've got favourite oils that you love for this season, for the autumn, for the winter. If you could put them into the chat, that would be amazing. Okay, so Roberta, thinking about essential oils around small children, I'm just wondering, rather than me making comment on that, I'm actually going to ask Lorraine, anybody else who's a qualified aromatherapist, so that we really have got people's confidence in this situation. What I think, whilst they're busy typing, if you could just put your thoughts and comments, those of you who are aromatherapists, into the chat, that'd be good. But I think the recommendation I make, Roberta, with very small children is to take a look at the Essential Oils book, the Neil Shad Remedies Essential Oils book, because that will tell you essential oils to avoid with very tiny children, especially your 1-year-old. And obviously going with the same things as I said with pets, you know, that they're in rooms that are well ventilated and the doors aren't shut, you know, not putting them in their bedrooms, for instance, and shutting the door. But there are some essential oils to avoid with very small children. So I'm hoping that we've got some aromatherapist who will comment in a minute. So what we've got is some essential oils that you all love for the winter. Okay, interesting. And maybe it'll be nice to change them up. I'm noticing how many of you have got essential oils that were in your starter kit. And maybe, you know, as this season changes, it's a good time, isn't it, to start increasing our knowledge of, especially the blends. They're so easy to promote to people if you know them and love them yourself. Okay, what have we got? Yes, Greg, the Winter Woodland is up for order now. I'm just saying that. I think I'm just having a bit of a brain moment. It isn't up for order now. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It's wishful thinking, I think. It will come with our, it's the Defend and Protect that is up for order now. And the Winter Woodland will be available to order mid-month, so in the next couple of weeks, ready with all the Christmas gift collection. Sorry about that. Sorry, working outside of time in my wishful thinking now. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the share. Loads and loads of you in there. That's great. And just have a look at the chat. Sorry, Harriet, got you all excited. Okay, so let's have a look. Bryony, is there an alternative to a diffuser? An old house, so we usually have dehumidifiers. Yes, you don't really want to add any more moisture into your house, no. So I can see Ruth has just commented maybe a reed diffuser. I would say the reed diffuser or the room sprays. And then certainly using essential oil by, you can still have a diffuser, but have one that has a low mist. So something like the new Liv plug-in diffuser, which is on its way back. Then it would just be a low amount of mist diffusing into the house, but also using essential oils on things like vacuum cleaner filters. The Winter Woodland comes in the gift set, doesn't it, with a ceramic stone. So you've got a circular ceramic that you can put essential oil onto. Yeah, that's nice, Liz. A bowl of fir cones in the dining room and add essential oils to those. That's good. That'll be the perfect reason why I needed all those fir cones that I brought back from Dorset whilst we were on holiday. My husband wondered what they were there for. See, once an early years teacher, always an early years teacher, I have to have my autumn display. I've got acorns and all sorts going on. Yeah, I was just thinking that, Ruth. The essential oils on a cotton ball, if you tuck it kind of behind a radiator or sit it on top of a radiator, you don't get the same aromatherapeutic benefit, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can see Lorraine's face. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lorraine, but I think it slightly alters the benefits of the essential oil to heat the oil, so you won't get quite such a purity from the aromatherapeutic benefits as you would in a diffuser, but certainly, Bryony, for your house, that might be better. You're nodding, Lorraine. Do you have anything else to say on that?
Sorry, my computer completely froze and threw me out the Zoom then, so even my typed up thing looks a bit odd. So I would say the diffusers I think are the best, and also the ceramic discs that you hang up, because they the oils will evaporate naturally. Heat can affect the oils, but actually I think if you've got a bit of cotton wool and you've got a warm radiator and you want to try your oils, pop them on there, and you do, you know, it's not a strong heat, so it is a good way of trying them, but I don't think you can beat a diffuser.
Thank you. And can you just give us a couple of thoughts to add to what I said about essential oils around little children?
Yeah, I would always follow the safety instructions on the website, rather than me try and give specific information, because even with a child, that you might look at their age, but you might also look at other conditions, whether they're epileptic or asthmatic. So again, I'd always look on our website, because I think our website gives really good information. But if you're not sure, just maybe check it out with an aromatherapist who can talk with you about your child as well. But I think the general guide for me is not, a bit like with pets as well, and for myself, not shutting yourself in a room where you're getting lots and lots of essential oil vapors, an overload really.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, and you make a good point with the website. My go-to is the Essential Oils book, because that has got lots of recommendation in it. So that is available on our ordering system, guys. And just for me, I'm not a trained aromatherapist, but when I started out with essential oils 11 years ago, that book is, oh, thank you. Ruth's showing you a copy of it. Thank you, Ruth. So find the purple book that's being waved in front of the screen. It's a go-to book, and it's perfect for things like some of the questions that you guys have been asking. It's a really good way to develop your own skills on essential oils.
Yeah. Can I just say one other thing?
Yeah.
Which I think is really important, that certainly in the UK, all the professional bodies and medical advice is not to ingest essential oils, really, only unless they're prescribed by a medical practitioner who's also qualified in aromatic medicine. So I just want to say that I wouldn't recommend ingestion.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lorraine. And just to add weight to that, I've just seen Bryony's comment here about a consultant who's just joined. There are some direct selling companies that sell essential oils who pronounce that their oils are suitable for ingestion. That is not recommended by the Federation of Holistic Therapists. In fact, Neil Jard Remedies would say it's dangerous to do that, and some people have got themselves into a bit of a muddle with essential oils and reaction to ingesting essential oils. So it's certainly not something Neil Jard Remedies would advocate. And to be honest, I don't know about you guys, if the Federation of Holistic Therapists don't recommend it, I don't want to be doing it. So steer as many people away from ingesting essential oils as possible, please. Joe, I love that idea of put your favourite oils, mix with bicarb of soda, sprinkle it onto your mattress, leave it for an hour or so, and then vacuum off. And on the carpet. Amazing. Love that idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's me. I'm going to women's balance the house tomorrow. I've got to have something to keep me going until those women's balance essential bath salts turn up. Looking forward to those being released. Shaken back. Don't use that language in here, Harriet. That stuff's full of horrible perfume. Unless you're going to do the dance. You've got to do both. Yeah, that's good. So I hope that has opened up the inner health remedies for you, and you can go away and do a bit more reading if you want to. You can scribble on your cue cards when you get them. Just put into the chat, will you? If you were customers now and you were thinking, right, supporting my own system for well-being into this autumn and winter, which of the products that we've gone through would you be up for purchasing? And you may be purchasing them for yourself anyway as consultants, but I just wondered which were new and which had caught your attention. Oh, I've sold a beauty oil. I like that. Vitamin B. Okay, elderberry syrup. Cool. Right, winter woodland oil. You're waiting for, Sally. Throat spray. Okay, elderberry syrup and the pastels. Julia, I want them all, but the syrup sounds good. Yeah, I think that's true for many of us. Yes, Yvette, if I get someone to change over from Vicks Vapor Rub to eucalyptus salve, I'm a happy girl. Okay, good. Hand wash is on its way, Sarah. Good. You want them all. Throat spray, winter woodland. Good. Do you know, to finish off, I'm just going to say the very best way to promote these products is to use them yourself, because then you'll know the benefits of them. Let's be products of our product. You've heard me say that on some of the other trainings before, but let's make our own wellness a priority. And obviously all of this holistically sits in the context of stress management, good quality sleep, drinking lots of water, all of that. We're not saying products solve everything, but what we are saying is let's give our bodies the best possible chance to function well and support our immune systems as we go. So hopefully, whilst we're waiting for Christmas gift sets to arrive, and alongside Christmas gift sets over the next few months, what you can be doing is promoting this inner health. So the defend and protect your own body this autumn and winter. Use that as a theme for your own social, because you can put little samples of some of these into pots and use strips of catalogue or the tester strips when they come back into stock. You know, take a guillotine to a little old catalogue and have some strips with the essential oils on and get them out there and let people be trying them alongside Christmas shopping. So hopefully what you've got here is the basis of a workshop or a social, a Zoom thing, whatever, Facebook Live, whatever you're going to be doing. Let's be promoting the inner health stuff alongside Christmas over the next few months. This should stand you in good stead for a good few months to add to your repertoire of other social events that you can be doing. Righty ho, 20 to 10. Who's going for Prosecco and elderberry syrup now? Maybe a nighttime tea. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll post what I'll do with the slides for the once I've got the answer to the eucalyptus salve age is I'll put that as a file in my team Facebook page, and I'll also send them out to the leaders. Anybody who wants to ping me a message and get them, if you can't find them, then shout. All right, so have a good rest of the evening and see you soon. Bye.